Okay, so is my screen visible first?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll just type here what we are going to study in today's session. Principles of surveying. Now, what are the different principles of the surveying? When we do the survey, actually how we are supposed to do, and what are the different principles? Okay, either when we say the principles of the survey, actually we can go from whole to the part. It means that from entire field to the small part of that particular field. That is one principle. Second principle is that by having the information of two known points, we can locate the third point. How we can locate the third point, that I will just tell you. I'll explain you how we can locate the third point. So so first principle, we can start with the first principle. And the first principle I'll just mention over here. What is the first principle? We can locate the location of the new point by having the information of two known points, but for which actually there is a typical principle: location of a point by measurement from the first principle is location of point from by measurement from 2 points of reference, So I will explain you in detail how it works. Okay, so for which we will just open one image, which will have the more clear idea. Actually, this is the first principle: location of a point by measurement from 2 points of reference. So what are those 2 points of reference? Is nothing but these are the known points. You know, generally when we say the distance is 5 meter, in the last session also I told that if we say the distance is 5 meter, it doesn't have the meaning. But when we say the distance is 5 meter from A point, it means that A point is a reference. Okay, so from that reference point, here you can see the image. I will just make it large so that it will be visible to you. Okay, is this visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah. So now what I will do, there are the 5 different conditions you can see: A, B, C, D, and E. Now in each condition, actually there is a difference. Like you can assume that P and Q are the reference points for each case. Okay, these are the 5 different cases. Suppose P and Q is the reference point. So can we decide the location of R point? If we know the P and Q point, we know, it means that we know the location of P and Q point. Can we decide the location of R point? How? By having the two measurements. Okay, what are those measurements? That can be linear measurement, that can be angular, or combination of linear and angular. Okay, so how that I will tell you. For the first case, R is here. Okay, so how you can locate the point R? By R, you can assume that if any object is there, suppose tree is there, this PQ represents road. From this particular 2 points P and Q, we are supposed to denote the location of R or location of this tree. So in that case, how we can denote? By having the linear measurement. So we can measure the distance P to R, we can measure distance to QR, and then we can locate point R. Are you getting my point? If you have a distance PR and distance QR, can you locate the point R?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how you can locate the R? A point, like on paper you can you know the PQ, then P to R distance, you know, then you will simply mark the arc. Okay, maybe like this. Okay, or actually I just at the slide, so I'll mark at exactly the point or the distance R, PR. So if we mark the distance with the arc, okay, maybe like this, and then you can measure the distance QR and you can mark the arc, suppose like this. Okay, so in that way you can find out the point R. Here in the second case, actually, if you know the perpendicular SR and distance QS, so can you mark the point R? If we know the distance QS and perpendicular RS, can you find out the point R? So suppose Q to S, if you travel, suppose 5 meter, you can mark the point S, okay, and from this S point, you can draw the perpendicular RS, and you know the distance RS, you know this is perpendicular, so you can get the point R. Now this is second point, second case. Can anybody explain me the third case by observing this figure? How can we locate the point R? By having the information. By seeing the figure, you can understand that you have information. So can you tell me what are the, whether it is linear, whether it is angular measurement, or how we can locate the point R?
Sir, by angular measurement.
Okay, so which angular measurement? Alpha.
And beta as well.
Yes.
Sir, by knowing the angle of alpha and beta.
But in C case there is no beta, na? Here I am talking about C.
Only alpha.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Yes, anybody can continue, yeah. Yes, who was telling me this before? Yeah, Divya or Shweta, who was speaking?
So me.
Shweta. Okay, so yes, you can explain me the case C, third case.
So once we measure the, once we know the angle of alpha, we can locate the point R.
But just by having the information of alpha, there are the many options. Like suppose I can have the option like if from Q, if I know the alpha, then I can travel from Q up to the here, or I can go up to here, or where exactly I should go, that I will not find out just by having the information of alpha.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
So the point at
Sir, first of all,
will intersect.
Yeah, somebody else was also speaking something. Yeah. Who, Arif? Who was telling?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
sir.
tell me.
Show me the situation.
Can you just speak loudly?
Firstly, we will move from P to Q. Then after we will take an angle of alpha and measure the distance from Q to R.
Yeah, so as P and Q, it is already known. Okay, so we need not to worry about P and Q. Whatever you have told, last 2 points, that is correct. We need to measure the alpha, and then we can draw the line Q in the direction of R, but we are not sure how much we need to travel from Q. So we'll measure the distance QR and we'll mark the point R, okay, from Q. So in this way we will get the QR. Good. Can anybody explain me the fourth figure? D, case D.
Yes, sir. We will measure the angle beta from P and alpha from Q. They will meet at a point
Yeah.
R.
Good. So from P point, if you just take an beta, then you can mark the line. This line may travel from P through R and it may go like this. But when you draw the another line by measuring or taking the angle as alpha, then it would go like this. But where it crosses, that point would be the R. So in this way, you will get the point R by having the information of alpha and beta. It means that in case D, you need to have two angular measurements, then you can locate the point R. Okay. In case C, you should have one angular measurement, that is alpha, and one linear measurement, that is distance QR. In case A, you need to have a two linear measurement as a PR and QR. In case B, you need to have a two linear measurement of QS and RS, and at the same time one angular measurement, that is 90 degree, that is RS. Now we are going to the fifth case. Who can explain me the fifth case?
So for this, we need to know one angular measurement and one linear measurement.
Yes, here we need to know one linear and one angular measurement. As first we can draw the line by taking the alpha angle, and this line we can draw like this. Okay, it will go like this, but then again we will take distance PR, and then we can mark. Okay, and where it crosses PR, by taking the R, it will cross at the single point only. Okay, and that R point we will get. So in this way, actually, we can find out by having the information of one linear and one angular, but linear is at P side and angular is at Q side. Here the linear is at Q side and even angular is at Q side only. Okay, so that is the difference between C and E. So what this explains is basically, in short, this is the first principle. Okay, I'll mention here, this is the first principle: location of a point by measurement from 2 points of reference. And these 2 points of reference, what are those 2 points of reference? Can anybody tell me? Yes. What are here 2 points of reference? There is one unknown point and there are 2 known reference points. So what are those?
P and Q.
Yeah, P and Q are the reference points and R is the unknown point. Okay, that location of point of R we have decided. So this is the first principle. Okay, very simple. Actually, we are going very slowly because if you understand the small concepts, it's very easy to understand the survey. Okay, then we will shift to the next principle. Okay, so now I will mention the second principle. You can also write along with me so that it will help you. Just by watching, you may not grasp 100%. Okay, so please do write with me. So second principle I will mention here. What is the second principle? To work from whole to the part. Okay, so this is the second principle. To work from home is now going on. Okay, the second principle is to work from whole to the part. Whole means entire area to the part. To work from whole to part. Okay, now what is this part? Suppose simply if I draw any plot like this, and here this is a point, this is a B point, this is a C point, this is a D point. Now in this case, what exactly we are supposed to do is, if you have a small, say, triangles over here. Now, or a triangle may be like anyway. Okay, now in this case, if you do the measurement of, say, we can also give the locations to these control points. Okay, so A, B, C, D, then E we can mention here, and then F we can mention here. Actually, generally what happens if we go from measuring from part to the whole, it means that if we measure AE, AB, BE, and then we find out the ABE, then if we find out the AEF and then EFC and then FDC, and then we can add this together. But what happens, there may be the small error while calculating the area of ABE. When we find out the area of AEF also, there may be the small error. But when we add together, then it will convert into the large magnitude of the error, and it should not happen. So that error should get divided rather than accumulating at particular point or when we sum up. So for that purpose, what we need to do is we should go from whole to the part. It means that we should do the measurement as a AD, a DC, CB and AB. We will get this particular plot. Okay, by have definitely we need to have the locational point also and all the linear or the angular measurement which we just discussed before. And once we are ready with this particular plot, and then we can find out other measurements we like B, EC, and FC. So in this way, then we can come to the whole to the part, means from entire area to the small parts. Like that we can travel. Okay, so are you getting this second principle? Working from whole to the part, not from part to the whole.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you
Yes, sir.
just tell me what is the reason why we should go from whole to the part, not from part to the whole?
Yes, sir, because it will cause error.
Yeah, it will accumulate the error if we go from part to the whole. So we should travel from whole to the part, from entire area to the small parts. So this is the second principle. And first principle is to locate a new point by having the information of two known reference points. So now I think you all are clear with these principles of the surveying. Okay. So when you go on the field, you will keep these things in your mind while doing the survey on the field. Okay, and definitely this corona and pandemic will get over maybe in the next 2-3 months. And when you come to the college, definitely you have to go on the field many a times for advanced survey. Okay, so that time you would learn these things actually on the field. Okay, so this is all for today's session. If at all there is any kind of doubt, then we can discuss. Otherwise, we can end the session here. So, is there any doubt?
No, sir, no doubt.
Okay. So,